Speed and scale. That's how the federal government says Canada will build itself out of the housing affordability crisis, using thousands of prefabricated homes.
Honey, I'm home.
Prime Minister Mark Carney making good on an election promise, announcing a new federal agency called Build Canada Homes. Its goal to jumpstart affordable housing developments next year.
Build Canada Homes will reduce the upfront costs of building by offering flexible financial incentives to attract private capital.
The agency will start with a $13 billion investment and it'll use public lands. Construction will begin next year, aiming to build 4,000 homes in 6 cities, including Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Toronto and Edmonton. Big promises delivered in synchronized launches across the country.
So this is sort of the last base of the frame.
And production line walkthroughs where some of these houses will be assembled. Constructing modular homes is more streamlined than traditional home building, but it will still involve adjustments for suppliers.
It's trying to adapt systems that have already been developed to meet the needs of what's coming.
Limiting how far these modular houses are transported will be key to staying cost-effective, says this builder.
And so the further away it is, the bigger the piece is, the more that cost will affect the value proposition of what you're trying to provide.
There's money to build homes for unhoused Canadians too.
The $1 billion that we heard announced towards supportive and transitional housing could be one of the most important parts of this announcement for communities that are struggling with homelessness.
Critics say this new approach is nothing but a new layer of government bureaucracy, a claim the Prime Minister rejected. He says his team's private sector experience is what will finally unlock change for Canadians. Georgie Smythe, CBC News, Vancouver.
Well, let's bring in Rosemary Barton, our chief political correspondent. And Rosie, another multi-billion-dollar announcement from the government. What will the Prime Minister be facing this fall?
Yeah, Ian, the Prime Minister sure needed to put a couple things in the window ahead of tomorrow to fend off criticism that he hasn't done enough. His real challenges, though, lie ahead, and most particularly will be on delivering a budget, which, as you heard in JP's piece, will have a substantial deficit. The Prime Minister has said that's because of the electric shock from the United States and tariffs, but it's also because of these costly promises that he needs to deliver on. So cuts to the public sector, potentially to services, could be coming. Mark Carney says that he reached out to Pierre Poilievre just on Friday, which is interesting because Carney will, of course, need some support to get the budget passed and get some of these big projects done. This fall sitting, though, Ian, will really be marked, I think, by an increased scrutiny on the government to deliver results, particularly when it comes to affordability for Canadians.
And there's a lot of focus on question period tomorrow and the return of Pierre Poilievre to the House.
Yeah, there will be some momentum, of course, for Pierre Poilievre as he re-enters a space that he's really comfortable in and goes after the Prime Minister now directly. But there has been, some overlap in policy ideas between the Conservatives and the Liberals. So Poilievre is focusing on some core issues for the party: immigration, crime, affordability. He is facing a leadership review of his own in January, so he needs to show his effectiveness as opposition leader, an ability to collaborate with the government when he agrees, which he said again today he's willing to do, but also to hold it to account. And that is always a challenge in that role.
Thanks, Rosie.
Thanks, Ian.